Hey Flock, Mike here from Epic Duck Studios and welcome to the Epic Hobby. Today I'm going to be unboxing and assembling Miles Morales Spider-Man and Ghost Spider from Marvel Crisis Protocol. First things first, I just want to get the shrink wrap off here because you can see it casts all sorts of glare into the camera and we won't be able to see anything else. So I'm just going to X-Acto knife. Alright, let's make sure we get all the box content. So we're looking at 2 miniatures, obviously, 2 bases, 2 stat cards, 3 tactic cards, crisis card, an affiliation card, and 15 tokens. This one's pretty loaded. Of course, this is what starts off the Spider family. I forgot the name of the affiliation. We'll get there in a sec. Alright. Miniatures are there. Bases are there. Cardboard insert is there. Our assembly instructions. Let's see if they've got numbered parts on these yet. They do, is the first box I've got that actually has numbered parts on it, so I'm excited about that. And you can see she's pretty straightforward. He's even more straightforward. Very cool. So what we got here? Now, I haven't played a game of Crisis Protocol in, I want to say 6 months. Probably longer. When was March? Alright, so we've got Tactics, the Web Warriors, that's what I was looking for, and the Daily Bugle. Now what's fun with this affiliation, I have all 4 of these models as of this moment. So that's cool. That's the first affiliation I've got everybody for, I think. Maybe Avengers? No, there's no Thor yet. Okay, let's look at what we've got here. 18 threat. Portals overrun city with spider people. Well, that sounds fun. Place 4 Inheritor Portals, target of opportunity, as indicated on map D. Players score 1 VP for each portal they control during the cleanup phase. Interact with the portal. Roll dice equal to the interacting character's defense. If the roll contains critical, swirly, and hit? I honestly hate how small the symbols are in the text. I find them really difficult to read at this size. Like, the difference between this skull and this critical hit are... Anyway, that's pet peeve of mine, using symbols at, like, 1mm scale. Anyway, if the roll contains more results than the number of healthy contesting enemy characters, the interacting character's controlling player now controls the portal. If the roll contains at least 1 skull, the interacting character is placed within 2 of its current position. The opposing player resolves this placement. So skull is bad, everything else is good. Got it. Sorry, 2 character cards, 3 tactic cards. We got 3 here. 1 crisis card, 1 affiliation card. Okay, so we're on track. We got everything. All webbed up. A Web Warrior's character may spend 3 power to play this card. Each enemy character within range 3 of the character that played this card now suffers the slow condition. That is a big amount of webbing. And add 2 dice to attack roll for Web Warriors against slowed people. That's cool. And we got Thanos on the back of this one. All you've got, when a character with a threat level of 6 or less would gain an activated token at the end of its activation, they may spend 4 to play this card. They do not gain the activation token. Your turn does not end, and you must activate that character again. At the end of this character's second activation, if they're healthy, they gain a dazed token. If they're injured, they're KO'd. So you can basically buy someone a whole second turn for 4 power. But then they, take a pretty hard hit at the end. That's pretty impressive, though. I could see that being that's a game winner right there. 2 Web Warrior characters, and they both spend 1 power to play this card. While these characters are within range 3 of each other, this round they cannot be pushed, thrown, or placed by enemy effects. And while advancing, enemy characters cannot place a movement tool that would overlap with either allied character or a straight line drawn between them unless they are climbing. Characters can now draw a straight line through these characters or draw a straight line between them this round. So there's literally just a massive wall of webs between 2 characters. That's kind of funny. That seems much more situational, but that really lets you use any 2 Web Warriors as a pretty solid guard for someone else. I mean, literally you cannot draw lines through them is potentially a big deal. And we got our tokens. They're all here, so I don't really need to worry more about that than we already have. I guess that's our 4 portals. Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Alright, let's flip to our healthy sides here. 5M23333. And do we switch? 5M2333. Okay, stat line's the same. Webline kick, 3 range, 4 power. After resolve, the character gains power equal to damage dealt. That's pretty straightforward. Wildcard throw. If the target character is size 3 or less before the damage is dealt, you may throw the target up to small. It's not a huge throw, but hey, why not? Venom Blast. After the attack is resolved, the character drops all objective tokens they are holding, and that's power 7. Cost of 3 on that one. Great responsibility. Affiliation Web Warriors. Allied characters may reroll 1 defense die. Additionally, they may reroll, or they may modify and reroll results while they are holding or contesting an objective token. So it sounds like there's a very obvious correlation here, where Morales is very intended to, you know, be an objective control kind of character. It's just written right there on his card. Place this character within 3 of its current position. The next time it makes a web line. Kick, attack this round. Add 2 dice to that attack roll. Survivor can only be used once per turn. So this makes him move and then hit harder. That's not awful. 2 to add 2 dice plus a move. That's pretty solid. When this character is defending against physical or energy, or making a dodge roll, it may re-roll 2 of its defense or dodge dice. Wow. And stealth and wall crawler. I don't think anything changes. I think he's got the exact same stat line. Alright, Ghost Spider. Gwen Stacy. So we're looking at... She's actually faster. She's moving speed large. 5 large, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. So they actually have the same stat line except for the speed. 5 large, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. So they are very comparable. Spider Technique. After this attack is resolved, this character gains energy equal damage dealt. Hey, surprise. This character has already attacked the target character during this activation. Add 3 dice to this attack roll. Ooh. This character has advanced or been placed during its activation. After this attack is resolved, it may advance L. So that makes her even faster. She gets a bonus move. So advance, hit again, advance. That would be pretty fun. After the attack is resolved, this character gains 1 energy. So impact webbing is a 0 that just gives you a free energy to gain, even if it misses. If the target character is size 2 or less, so she has a really low end push. Size 2. It's still not bad. For 4 damage on a 0, that's at range 4. That's pretty sweet. Freestyle Beatdown. This attack deals damage and the target character is size 3 or less. After attack is resolved, they may be thrown away small. So she just is all about throwing people around and moving out of the way. She's very, very dancerly. Webline, push an enemy character within range 4 and in line of sight towards this character small. A character can be pushed by the superpower only once per turn. It actually reels people in for 2. Lifesaver, when an enemy character targets another allied character with an attack within this character's line of sight and range 4, you may use the superpower. Push the targeted allied character towards this character small. If at the end of the push, target character is outside of the attacker's line of sight, the attack ends. If it is the attacker's activation and the attack did not target multiple characters, they may make another action. Superpower can only be used once per turn. And I feel like she doesn't change here either. Cool. Alright, the homework's all done. Let's build some stuff. In typical Crisis Protocol fashion, you get way more bases than you need. Don't forget the coffee cans and bottles that get stuck on the base. They're easy to overlook, but they're great little details. Now I'm going to use the big flat one for Miles because he has, you know, a tactical mailbox he's on. We don't need a mailbox sitting on top of storage hatch, whatever you want to call that. Access hatch. That's what I was looking for. Access hatch. Alright, let's grab those assembly instructions. So we're going to start with Ghost Spider, and we're literally just looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. 2 to 3. Then everything else just attaches. Could not be more simple. Now I'm actually going to do this one. I'm going to clip these wide. Not so much the bottom of the base, because I don't really care about the detail there. What I want to do here is clip that wide, and then lightly cut that off, and just shave down the little nub. Now what I don't see are other mold lines, and I'm sure they're there and I'm just missing them. But right now, not seeing them. So the next part on the instructions is the bob of her torso. What I want to do here, again, same deal. I want to clip it a little bit on the wide side. So I'm going to just take a little bit of the sprue with it. And lightly cut through that little bit of sprue. We're almost there. Let me see a little bit of a mold line here. Just gonna pick at that for a sec. Just right at that edge. And those two pieces just go together like so. Just checking the fit here. Nice and solid. Little tiny bit of a gap there, but that's enough that primer will probably fill it. Not concerned about it. So we've got Tester's liquid cement here. I'm just going to add a little bit to that inner contact stem. And just a little bit around this periphery here. So next up is her leg, arms, and head. I'm actually going to do her head last. Mostly because that was a bit of a, I don't want to say a bad experience, but when I was doing Captain Marvel, I did her head first, and then as I was attaching her arms, I kept on bending her head off. So I'm just going to avoid that situation. And before we glue that, we just want to dry fit. Now we've got a pretty sizable little key and slot thing going on here. I don't think you could put that on wrong if you wanted to. Just want to add a little dot of plastic glue there. Okay. 3 parts down. Wrong spider person. So here, what you might not notice is there's actually a little bit of a key on here, a little bit of a tab that go in the slot. Make sure you don't cut that off. Now, because the joint, though, is on the inside of the model, I'm not worried about that being super smooth. Just going to file a little bit so there's not a nub there, but it doesn't have to look perfect. And yeah, it's very nicely keyed. Again, can't really get it wrong. Just a little bit of Tester's plastic cement there. So here is our last connection besides the head. I was looking because she's got like a web pattern, but thankfully the sprue stops just before it. I'm going to take that off nice and flush. And then just trim that down a bit. We don't want to mess with that web pattern, so I'm being extra careful with this blade that I don't kind of scrape any of that away underneath the arm. Now the key here is a little bit smaller than it was on the other side, but still fits in really nice. I would say, I think compared to the core box, this is probably some of the easiest assembly I've done for Crisis Protocol so far. Everything's just going together as it should, no gaps. Just, again, this is an internal joint, so I'm just taking a little bit extra off. Try to fit this one, but let's do it anyway. And there it is. Okay. Try and fit that. There we go. Yeah, that was a joy to put together. Everything just slipped right into place. Dead center this one. You know what? I'm actually going to use this one. This has got a bit of a more approachable center to it. The problem with this base is this big crack detail runs right through the middle, so she'd be sitting, you know, here. With this one, we basically got a big null void in the middle. Alright, there's Ghost Widow down. Let's get Miles together. I'm just going to use the big flat base for Miles. The definitely not a Super Smash Bros. Logo base. And I think we could figure this one out. I don't think I need any assistance putting this one together. Left leg on the left side, right leg on the right side. I'm pretty sure I can tackle that. The hardest part will probably be getting him on the mailbox. So there's a little slot there where his hand clearly attaches. Legs on body, body on mailbox. It's really straightforward. So tiniest hint of one right here. And legs. 1 and 2. That's an empty sprue now. There it is. Kind of crosses in underneath the hand. So right in here is the trickiest spot we've had so far. Little tiny bit of mold line in this knee joint. Sorry, let's do our dry fit before we glue that on. This feels a little challenging for someone with big chunky hands like me. There we go. Challenging, but not impossible. And I think we'll secure... Let's just test where he sits on the mailbox. Yeah, I think we want to almost dead center of the base. That's where the sidewalk here would be good if it actually came out a little bit further, because people don't usually put their mailboxes in the middle of the road. That's pretty good right there. Okay. Pull Miles off there for a sec. All right, there are our new spider people. And that actually rounds out the whole Web Warriors affiliation for me. So I'm pretty excited for that. Alright, so obviously I'm going to get some paint on these in the very near future. Thanks for hanging out while I assembled them and taking a look at the box contents. Have yourselves a great day. Until next time, do something epic.
Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed that one, please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you get notifications when I post new videos in the future. If you want to take your support even further, you can do that at patreon.com/epicduck. Every little bit helps keep the lights on and the paint flowing, puts new models on the table so I can make interesting videos, and most importantly, puts a roof over my family's head and food on the table. You can also join me for live painting shows several times a week at twitch.tv/epicduckstudios. I'd love if you came by and watched the show sometime and followed the channel. I want to give a big thank you to everyone who's supported my content over the years, both past and present. It's been an absolutely wild ride, and I couldn't do this without all the wonderful fans and flockers out there. The hobby community is just an amazing group of people, and you really make this worth doing. So let's just keep on doing this together, making more content, and just being fantastic together for years.